The Cleveland.com Top Nurses Awards honor and celebrate Northeast Ohio's outstanding nurses. These nurses work tirelessly and selflessly, going above and beyond every day to provide the best care for others. Today, we will honor all nurses and celebrate the positive difference that they have made in the lives of their colleagues, patients, families, and the Northeast Ohio community. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate nurses and their outstanding achievements.
Good morning. That was pretty good. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. What a great morning to celebrate an amazing group of individual achievers, community contributors, and passionate nursing professionals. It's so exciting to look around this room and see the amazing and inspirational people among us. Thank you for being here today. We're celebrating today not just 11 individuals who will be our awardees, but all of Northeast Ohio nurses. My name is Ann Drummond. I'm from Cleveland.com and The Plain Dealer, and I'll be your host for this morning's celebration. In my daily work, I guide the marketing activities, the events and advertising design initiatives at Cleveland.com and The Plain Dealer, as well as MLive.com, our Michigan neighbors to the north. I wear lots of hats in service of others, and I bet that's very similar to those around the room today. I have a few life lessons that I learned from one nurse in my life in particular, and if you'll indulge me for a moment, I'd love to share with you that story because it really is, a nurse absolutely changed me profoundly. My mother was a single parent. She worked in the lab at UK Medical Center, and as a toddler, I was entertained by the whir of the centrifuge and the script on the lab coat with her name. I was watching her, but I was also watching how doctors and patients interacted. I was watching how a nurse in that environment offered a calming word and very explicitly chose the tone of voice with which to pair it. I don't honestly know. Just as I hearken back, I think on that time, and I think looking around that room, I remember myself trying to be invisible to the important adults around me. My mother went back to school in 1979 to finish her RN, and I don't know how long it took, but it did feel like an eternity to me at my age. That single mom finished school, launched her nursing career in labor and delivery, and eventually created a trajectory that included all the facets of women's reproductive health. And for a time, she owned her own lactation consultancy and spent her late career working contingent in Detroit's hospitals, serving populations that needed her most. It is from this nurse in my life, it is from my mother, that I learned that your dreams are always bigger than you are tired. I learned that one person's achievement is a gift from everyone who is involved in the journey. And I also learned that the service of others is the noblest of work. Sometimes you choose it, and sometimes it chooses you. I wonder which of those people you are. The field of nursing is constantly evolving to meet the interests of nurses and the challenges of the times. It's especially true for a city like Cleveland, where healthcare has grown to be one of the city's core industries. While the problems of attracting and retaining nurses looms as large as ever, those called to nursing, the people in this room, forge ahead, paving the way for others to follow. Today, we're celebrating 11 individuals who follow their calling and who continue to work tirelessly to improve the lives of their patients and others that they serve. Cleveland.com and The Plain Dealer are embedded in our community since 1842, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to continue to serve the news, information, and serve our community with events like today's.
Integrity, inclusiveness, community. Cleveland.com and The Plain Dealer make it a priority to empower and strengthen the communities we serve every day through immersive reporting and storytelling. We cover local and national news, sports, arts and entertainment, and more. Since 1842, we've brought news and information to those around us, building a trust within the community and establishing a legacy through journalistic integrity. But we're more than that. We are a powerhouse of digital marketing and event planning experts, serving businesses large and small from across the state, nation, and globe. From company branding to custom events, Advance Ohio is your one-stop shop to bring your message to life and reach your desired audience.
Before we continue into our program, I'd like to recognize those partners that helped Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer make today possible. Every one of these partners is here in the room with us today, and we couldn't make an event like this work without them. Thank you to Metro Health, redefining healthcare by going beyond medical treatment to improve the foundation of community health and well-being with affordable housing, a cleaner environment, economic opportunity, and access to fresh foods. Harvest of Ohio. Harvest is improving lives through the goodness of medical cannabis. The team is dedicated to shaping the future of the industry by giving patients access to quality products, as well as education, resources, and support. And Akron Children's Hospital. Akron Children's Hospital is dedicated to improving the health of children through outstanding quality patient care, education advocacy, and community service and research. And of course, our friends from Tri-C, who generously invited us to host our event today in their space. Please share with them how appreciated they are for prioritizing and supporting healthcare staff and our community. If you'll join me with your applause in honoring them. Now, enough of me for the time being. I'd like to welcome to the podium Laura Johnston, Content Director for Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer. Laura oversees all news coverage, podcasts daily on Today in Ohio. She compiles the Wake Up Morning email newsletter and coordinates front page layouts. She grew up in Bath Township, earned her bachelor's degree at Miami University, and worked in newspapers in multiple states before earning her master's degree in journalism at Columbia and joining the Plain Dealer in 2007. Laura.
Hi, everybody. I guess we're 2 for 2 on people whose moms are nurses. So welcome. On behalf of Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer, I am delighted that you are all here today to share in this fabulous opportunity to honor the individuals who have dedicated their lives to care for others. It takes a special kind of person to support the health and dignity of others, and this room is filled with special people today. And I have to say, as I was getting ready this morning, I was sending off my kids to school. I was making sure that my daughter had her clarinet, and my son, please, put your phone away when you're biking. This is just an accident waiting to happen. And cleaning up all their crumbs on the counter, I was thinking, nurses are kind of the moms of the healthcare field, and I don't mean that in a pejorative way at all, and I don't mean it that women have traditionally been nurses. I'm so glad to see that the field is incorporating everyone who wants to be a nurse. I just mean that you are the caregivers. You are the people who make sure everyone is okay. You are checking on them. You are the person people call when they are hurt and they need someone and they want you to help. They want comfort. They need advice. They just need you to come fix everything, right? So my mom is a nurse, obviously, and a role model, and so I thank all of you for being that person that we can all call and say, please, we need some help, and look out for the rest of us all the time. We asked our readers to nominate the most outstanding and deserving nurses of Northeast Ohio during Nurses Week in May. Our readers responded. They nominated over 130 deserving individuals, which I think is just amazing. It was a challenging task, believe me, I was on the team, to look at identify the top nurse honorees and the Lifetime Achievement Award winner from this amazing group of individuals. So we had representatives from Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer, the Greater Cleveland Nurses Association, the Ohio League of Nursing, and we as the panel selected this class of honorees. So thank you to the panel for your support and expertise, and thank you for everyone who nominated these incredibly deserving individuals. Here is the list of this year's nominees. Let's show our appreciation to all the nominees, especially the outstanding group of nominees joining us at table 14 with a round of applause. Obviously, nurses are so important to the entire healthcare system and our, entire society. But while the problem of attracting and retaining nurses looms as large as ever, those called to nursing are forging ahead, paving the way for others to follow. This modern nursing profession looks a whole lot different than it did a century ago, or I would argue when my mother graduated in the 70s, and she has this cap and the red roses and the short skirt. Gone are the days when hospital nurses in starched aprons were relegated to bandage changes, laundry, housekeeping, and meal preparation. And that's not where I got my mom analogy from, just so we're clear. Nurses today are highly trained clinicians, and they have more career opportunities than ever before, both at the bedside and beyond, with all sorts of educational opportunities and roles in the profession. Nurse practitioners with master's degree have taken over patient care once managed by physicians. They're prescribing medications and diagnosing patients. Doctorate-level nurses conduct medical research, and there are specialty nurses at all levels in almost every field of medical care. Among other things, nurses are executives, educators, risk managers, and healthcare technology experts. My best friend is also a nurse, and she's getting her master's degree in Atlanta, and I'm constantly amazed at all the cool things that she's doing with her career. So I love that the sky is the limit, and you're not just relegated to your starched apron and your hat. But nurses are present in our life from the first breath to our last. They usher us into this world with joy and help us leave it with grace. Through it all, they treat each of us with respect and care. Thank you, nurses, for opening yourselves to our lives. Thank you for offering kind words of encouragement that go beyond the call of physical care. And thank you from all of us at Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer. And I am not the only one who would like to take the opportunity to say thank you to our nurses. Here is a short message of gratitude from the Mayor of Cleveland, Justin Bibb.
Hi, I'm Justin Bibb, Mayor of the great city of Cleveland, Ohio. It's an honor to have a chance to show my appreciation for the incredible dedication, compassion, and unwavering commitment that nurses bring to our community. You are the heart and soul of healthcare, working tirelessly to provide comfort, care, and support to patients and their families. Nurses hold our hands during times of vulnerability, offering not just medical expertise, but also a reassuring presence that soothes our fears and eases our pain. In the face of tremendous challenges, whether it's a global pandemic or the demands of a busy hospital, you remain resilient and dedicated. You work long hours, often sacrificing your own well-being for the sake of others. Your compassion knows no bounds, and your empathy brings solace to those in distress. To all the nurses, and particularly to those honored here today, thank you for the incredible work you do. We are grateful for you today and every day. Take care, stay safe, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Laura. It is now my great honor to turn our attention to the individuals that comprise our 2023 class of top nurses. As Laura shared with us about her inspirational mom, she also shared that there are 130 individuals that were honored with a nomination for this class. And that is a thrilling number. It absolutely speaks to the gratitude that our community feels for the work that you do. This illustrated to us just how appreciated you are, and we were overwhelmed by the response in the number of nominations. The Top Nurse Award honor extraordinary nurses who go above and beyond for their patients and make Northeast Ohio and our community a better place. These nurses demonstrate compassion, professionalism, and integrity toward their patients and coworkers. A big thank you to the Greater Cleveland Nurses Association and Ohio League of Nursing for helping us to put together the criteria through which we selected this year's honorees, and the work of the voting panel, again, as Laura shared. I'd like to welcome to the stage Mary Cook, the Executive Director of the Ohio League of Nursing, to introduce our first top nurse for this year. It's kind of heavy.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Thank you for allowing myself and the Ohio League for Nursing to be a part of this great ceremony. I am honored to introduce to you Neil Fleming. Neil is a nurse at Rosary Hall at St. Vincent Healthcare. He has spent the last 8 years working with patients who are battling addiction issues, with a heavy focus on helping veterans with addiction management. Neil mixes his sense of humor and extensive knowledge to make his patients feel comfortable while in his care. He is the first team member to volunteer to train new staff members and pass on his expertise. I've also heard that the doctors smile when they know he is on shift. Neil is compassionate, intelligent, and dedicated to his career. Here is his story.
A motivation to become a nurse for me came after my dad went through a lengthy illness. He received years of nursing care from a group of dedicated staff at the Veterans Hospital. Their influence made an impression on me. I wanted to help others in the same way that they helped my dad and my entire family as well. For the last 8 years, I have worked as a detox nurse and in behavioral health. I'm proud of the work all psych nurses do each day to serve a population that can have less of a priority in healthcare, and it makes me proud to be able to continue to serve them. My biggest hope for the next generation of nurses is that nurses and patients alike can benefit from the ever-evolving technology and advancements in healthcare overall. There are so many ways that we can help patients with the technology that is offered to us. Some of the biggest issues facing the nursing profession today revolves around staffing challenges. These challenges continue to trickle down to unprecedented levels of stress, overworked nurses, and a struggle to balance family and work life. This ultimately is forcing some nurses to leave the field altogether, compounding the issue. I know I have chosen the right path because I still feel good about what I do and I feel rewarded. I continue to feel I am helping to make someone's life better by going to work as a nurse each day.
Let's welcome Neil to the stage.
I want to say thank you. I'm honored to be among the nominated in the 2023 class of top 11 nurses. I'm excited to be celebrating alongside my fellow colleagues who join me as well. Our Cleveland hospitals and clinics employ some of the best and most dedicated nurses around, which makes me even more grateful to be recognized among this group. I'm also grateful to the Plain Dealer, Cleveland.com, and all of today's sponsors that make this celebration possible. It is great to see the nurses and the profession receive all this positive attention. Thank you again. I'm honored.
Thank you so much, Neil. I'd like to ask Julie Washington, healthcare reporter at Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer, to the stage to introduce our next honoree. Julie is known for covering major news stories and writing insightful commentary. She's also a member of the Top Nurses Voting Board. If you'll help me welcome Julie.
Hello, As a health reporter for the Plain Dealer and Cleveland.com, I'm so privileged to be able to talk to so many nurses and interview them about their lives and their work, and it's such a pleasure to be here today. I'm honored to present this next Top Nurses Award recipient, Sherry Foley, a nurse for Cleveland Clinic Home Health Care. Her nomination read in part, Sherry is a master engineer when it comes to providing her patients with the best care possible. She is experienced, patient, and compassionate. Sherry loves that her job brings new challenges daily. As a nurse, she knows she's making a difference in people's lives every day, and that keeps her motivated to work hard and do her job well. Here is her story.
As a little girl, I always said I wanted to be a nurse. My cousin graduated from the Akron City School of Nursing, and she gave me her nursing hat. I played with that and played dress up. Then when I was 14, my grandmother had a stroke. She came to live with us, and I helped to care for her. It was at that point when my mother told me that I should become a nurse because I was so caring. I have a sense of humor, and most of the time, every visit, I am making my patients and family members laugh, which puts them at ease. A lot of times they usually tell me, you do your job, but you do a lot more on a personal level. You make us feel comfortable. This is what makes me proud. My hope for the next generation of nurses is that technology doesn't take the compassion and empathy out of nursing. It is always important to create relationships and maintain trust in order to provide good care. I am constantly able to challenge myself. I always have to problem solve. There is always a variety of situations which are different in every home I go into. This kind of work makes me happy knowing that I am helping others in their time of need, which is very rewarding, and this makes me know I have chosen the right path.
Sherry, please join me on stage to accept your award.
Yep, thank you. I'm almost in tears because that last picture was my dad, and he has lung cancer, so it's a little bit different one. It's your own family. But I am honored to receive this award. Actually, it was one of my home care patients that nominated me, wrote the letter, him and his wife, and they are here. And that also makes me want to cry. Saw the patient for quite a long time, and that's the part of home care. You really get close to the families. So sometimes we see them, for the rest of their lives. But I just enjoy it so much. I had my 29-year anniversary last week of home care. So same job. But I'm honored, and I know there's a lot of other well-deserving nurses out there. So I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sherry. Your emotional journey and how very touching it was, and learning about the inspirations in your life were very touching to me, I know to others in the room. I'd like to welcome to the stage Wendy Batch Wilson, Dean of the Nursing Center of Excellence at Tri-C. Wendy has over 20 years of experience in nursing and healthcare education. Since joining Tri-C in 2002, she's worked in a number of professional capacities, responsible for curriculum, recruitment, and the evaluation of faculty and staff. Welcome, Wendy.
Good morning. I'm so honored to be here amongst you all, but also to represent Tri-C and the Nursing Center of Excellence today. As a nurse, I'm around nurses all the time. I'm educating the future of nurses. But I see these young people here today in presence, and sometimes they don't get to hear what it really is that we do or the accolades that we get. And so I'm really grateful to see these young faces here at a few tables this morning. Our next honoree became a nurse to make a difference in people's lives every day. Diana Frazier embodies caring, helpfulness, and leadership. As a nurse at Danbury Senior Living of Mentor, Diana works hard to have a great relationship with her residents and coworkers. She is constantly laughing and smiling, making her patients feel at ease and cared for. Treating patients with compassion, respect, and dignity is what Diana would like to impart to the next generation of nurses. She makes a priority to build connections with those around her and is a ray of sunshine in the lives of her patients and coworkers, so much so that they miss her on her days off. Here's her story.
I chose to become a nurse to make a difference in people's lives. It's definitely the residents' and families' kind words that keep me motivated in difficult times of nursing. A time I was proud of my work would be when I was able to get my resident to finally leave the lockdown unit to attend a dance. She had never stepped outside since she was initially admitted to the unit. My biggest hope for the next generation of nurses is that they would continue to strive to treat the patient as a whole, treating the patient with compassion, respect, and dignity, and that the passion for nursing continues to be patient-focused. I hope nurses will continue to be leaders, displaying honesty, integrity, and most of all, a calling to take care of others. Some of the biggest issues nurses are facing today are being short-staffed and a lack of nurses who truly care about their jobs. We need nurses with a patient-first mentality, who are dedicated to their careers. What lets me know I've chosen the right path are the residents' and families' kind words, their love, and facial expressions when I come back to work after having a few days off. These reactions let me know that my hard work and care for patients is recognized and missed when I'm not around.
Please join me in welcoming Diana Frazier.
This makes me nervous. I just want to thank my family for actually helping me take care of my own family, to take care of others. And it's an honor to accept this award. It's not somewhere that I ever thought I would be. I always wanted to be in the police academy and go that path, but it was a calling. I just want to make a difference in other people's lives. Thank you.
Our next presenter today is Melissa Klein, the Senior Vice President and System Chief Nurse Executive at Metro Health. Melissa joined Metro Health in 1998 as a clinical nurse and has served in many leadership capacities since. In January of last year, she was appointed to her current role. Welcome, Melissa.
Don't want to drop it. So thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. This is one of my favorite things to do, to recognize our wonderful nursing staff and nurses in general. So our next honoree is Shawnice Gordon. She's one of our sane nurses at Metro Health. She's actually been with us for several years in some different roles, and I actually learned this morning that she helped train and orient one of our other winners today. But Shawnice has been a sexual assault nurse examiner for the past 5 years, and the past 3 years doing this full time. This truly takes a special person to deal with sexual assault and domestic violence victims. She ensures she's up to date on evidence-based practice and does this through seeking out training and conferences. She's also recognized by her peers and patients for her interpersonal and communication skills. She's active in several organizations in Greater Cleveland that help combat domestic violence, human trafficking, and sexual assault, and she volunteers with the Journey Center for Safety and Healing, while also mentoring high school and college students. So let's hear a little bit more about Shawnice.
When I was young, I was on bed rest, And I had this one nurse to come in my room. She was my nurse for maybe 3 days or so. She was so nice. She kept my spirits up. So I'm like, when I grow up, I'm gonna be just like her. And so here I am. I had this one patient. She was very hurt. So the social worker and I went and talked to her. The patient wasn't looking at us, making eye contact at all. So when it got to the part where I asked her what happened to her, she stopped talking. So I asked her, did she want to take a break? She said yes. So I put up a chair at the end of her bed and just started talking about everyday life. You know, what motivates them? Do they have any songs that they listen to that uplifts them when they're down? She let me know she had a song. She played her whole playlist for me. And before she left, I went back and asked her, I said, when I asked you, did you want a break? And you said, yeah, you thought I was gonna leave the room, didn't you? She was like, yep. I said, nope, you're my patient. I wasn't gonna leave you. I wanted you to know that I was here for you. And so that was that. My patients let me know I chose the right path. The patients I see, they come in at the most darkest time of their life. So when I'm finished with my patients and going back, when they tell me they thank me, they appreciate me, thank you for listening to me, thank you for caring, thank you for sitting with me, all that lets me know that I chose the right path.
Please welcome Shawnice to the stage.
Hi. It's an honor to receive this award. I just want y'all to know I'm very nervous right now. I'm not a public speaker, but I want to thank everyone. I want to thank my children. It's not often they all be in the same room at one time because my daughter's in the Air Force, but she's here today. All my children back there. I'm so happy right now. So I actually downplayed this award. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell my family that I was nominated or, until like a week later. So I'm like, maybe I should tell them. And so I told them, I'm like, okay. So here I am. Thank you. Also, my work family's here. I want to thank my work family as well.
Thank you so much, Shawnice, and for showing us that sometimes compassion is as simple as sitting down and listening to someone else speak. Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage Christine Young, Chief Nursing Officer at Akron Children's Hospital. Christine has been a nurse for over 25 years. In her current role, she's responsible for the oversight of nursing practices in all settings in the organization, as well as the Center for Nursing Professional Practice, Nursing Research, and the Advanced Practice Center. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's as inspired as I am already, and we're not even halfway through yet. This is just such an amazing event. I'm thrilled to be part of it. There are never enough opportunities to recognize and show our appreciation to the nurses who are making a difference each and every day in the lives of their patients, their families, and in their community. So it's really an honor to be here. It's especially an honor to be here to present the Akron Children's Hospital awardee, Nicole Maypower. Nicole has taken on some of the most difficult but most rewarding roles in nursing. For the last 13 years, Nicole has been a pediatric ER nurse at a level 1 trauma center and a clinical coordinator on nights with 120 employees at Akron Children's Hospital. In addition, over the last 9 years, she's been a pediatric sexual assault nurse examiner. Her specialized training focuses on sexual abuse and assault victims in the surrounding communities, and she manages our nursing portion of our PSANE program. She gives selflessly to offer time and assistance to be an advocate for the patients who cannot speak for themselves and provide support for patients and families struggling to cope with such difficult times. Nicole makes a tremendous impact on her community and on her patients. Here's her story.
From a young age, I always knew I wanted to work in the medical field. I was fascinated with how the body worked and how the caregivers cared for each patient as if they were their own family member. For the last now 6 years, Akron Children's has been developing the Pediatric Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner PSANE program. With the help of others, I developed the program from the ground up. I assisted with policy making, developed an orientation pathway. I orient ER staff nurses on how to correctly complete a forensic evidence collection kit. I even presented grand rounds on our PSANE program to close to 100 people at Children's to promote our program. I created this program for sexual assault and sexual abuse patients so they can receive the best care in this time of need, a time where they can have a voice and take control of their care. In my 13 years as a nurse, this program has been my greatest accomplishment. It takes very special people to do this job. I can't say I like my job. I actually love my job. I know I chose the right path because I'm the lucky one. I get the opportunity to enter someone else's life and make a difference, and that means everything to me.
Please join me in welcoming Nicole to the stage.
Ooh, I'm really nervous. Sorry. So it's an honor and a humbling experience to receive this award. I want to thank my husband, Nick, for always being by my side and pushing me out of my comfort zone. My mom and dad for always giving me the best advice. My in-laws, Tim and Michelle, for always being my cheerleaders. 3 very supportive doctors who have taught me how to become a better nurse and have educated me daily. 2 weren't able to be here today, but their names are Dr. Seth Lanakis and Dr. Laura Pauloff. One that is here, and my favorite, Dr. Eric Singer. The entire upper leadership nursing team who are all here, Chris, Beth, Tina, and Peggy. My nurse manager, Jessica, for constantly giving me the wisdom to be a better leader. I may not always listen, but I promise I hear you. And thank you for answering my in the middle of the night phone calls when I need something. And last, I wanted to thank all the other supporters and people part of this program and to the entire Akron ED staff that I work with. Thank you.
These stories are incredibly inspiring. Will you join me in celebrating those that we've recognized thus far? I'd love to welcome back to the stage Melissa Klein from Metro Health. She's a busy woman this morning. There are 3 that she'll be recognizing from Metro Health as honorees.
So I'm back. Like I said, this is one of my favorite things to do. So our next awardee is Jennifer Obish. She's one of our fabulous nurses in our trauma and surgical ICU, but she wasn't always a TICU-SICU nurse. She started as a nurse in adult and pediatric oncology and also worked in the ER. She always knew she wanted to be a nurse, and there was never a plan B. She really connects with her patients and shows support for them and shows her caring nature. She actually supports one of her pediatric oncology patients still by shaving her head, and she actually did this on the morning of her own wedding while FaceTiming the patient. Jen stays motivated by seeing her patients get better and recover, and I can't think of a better honoree for this award. So a little bit more about Jen now.
I decided to become a nurse because I wanted to help people and make a difference in their lives. I also never wanted to do anything more than be a nurse. There was no plan B for me. I continue to stay motivated by seeing my patients get better and recover. It makes me proud to be a nurse when my patients recover and get to lead a meaningful life. My biggest hope for the next generation of nurses is that they continue to learn every shift, remember that they were once a new nurse too with very little experience, and to know there is nothing wrong with staying at the bedside. I believe the biggest issues in nursing at the moment are patient ratios, staffing, and appropriate compensation. Providing safe patient ratios not only helps the patients because they will be receiving the best possible care, but nurses will not have to care for more patients with increasing acuity. Short staffing leads to unsafe patient ratios and earlier burnout. Nurses need to receive appropriate compensation due to the increasing demands on them and the many things that we give up to provide care for the sick population. Appropriate compensation, I believe, would keep more nurses at the bedside, which in turn helps staffing and would allow for better work-life balance and improved patient outcome. I'm not always sure that I'm on the right path. There was never another option, so I just keep chugging along. I do know that I love my job and caring for my patients during their most challenging days.
Please welcome Jen to the stage.
Thank you. I didn't prepare anything. I just want to say thank you to everybody who supported me and all of the sponsors for this event. They said that I continue to support my patient, but like 3 weeks ago, she passed away. So I'm still bald for her, but she's no longer with us, but so thank you.
There are a few of us around the room with misty eyes for you and for your patient. Thank you. The stories so far today have been incredibly touching. And just because I am behind the scenes there doesn't mean that I'm not periodically wiping a tear from my face. It's been so impressive to witness the accomplishments of these incredible nurses. Before we continue our program, I'd love to bring attention to one special nurse in the room today who's here to accept the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award honors an extraordinary nurse who's made an indelible and sustained contribution to the nursing profession and to the nursing practice. To introduce this honoree, I welcome to the stage the dynamic sister duo, Ariane Kirkpatrick, the CEO, and Monica Davis, COO of Harvest of Ohio. These two leaders take pride in breaking glass ceilings by creating ownership opportunities within the equity community. The team at Harvest of Ohio not only believes in diversity and inclusion, but lives it, having a female, minority, majority owner, and leadership team. Ladies, if you'll join us on stage. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing us, Harvest of Ohio, the honor of presenting this very special award. While we don't have a nurse in our family, I most certainly have been the recipient of exceptional nurses in my health issues, literally saving my spirit and saving my life, and I thank you all.
That's my Irish twin. And our mother was a teacher, but she subbed at home as a nurse, having castor oil, Robitussin, and Pepto-Bismol as our elixir of choice. One of the most notable and noble professions is that of a nurse. In addition to all of the intense education, including clinicals, exams, and licensing, individuals that pursue nursing, more than almost any other profession, must embody and deliver compassion, strength, justice, tenderness, and love. And although it is not part of his job description, these are qualities exhibited by the 2023 Lifetime Achievement Awardee, David J. Davidson. A Lifetime Achievement Award recipient is a senior leader who demonstrates exceptional leadership, guidance, and service to their organization and the nursing profession. And this year's Lifetime Achievement Award winner is no different. David J. Davidson is the Chief Nurse of Community Outpatient Services at the VA for the Northeast Ohio Healthcare System. He is responsible for 13 outpatient clinics, primary care, specialty care, women's health, telehealth, mental health, and personnel health, managing over 500 staff. Chief Davidson leads with humility, integrity, morality, compassion, resilience, decisiveness, and humor. He always prioritizes the health and safety of our veterans as the hallmark in his decisions and leadership. And here is his story.
I didn't seek nursing. I think it found me. There was never a thought of nursing as a career option when I first went to college. At the time, I was pursuing pharmacy. That didn't work out, and I was lost of what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I had a conversation with this wonderful advisor in the College of Arts and Science. She asked me a series of questions about myself. What type of person am I? What are your interests? She looked at me and said, I think you make a great nurse. This was the late 80s, and more men were going into the profession. I look back on that meeting as a turning point in my life. Makes you wonder about fate and a higher power. That motivates me each and every day that I was blessed and shown the way to this wonderful profession.
Please join us in honoring David J. Davidson.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say, really. I'm not really used to receiving any kind of awards. I'm usually giving these things out. So I just want to thank Cleveland.com, the Plain Dealer, all the sponsors, this great event they put on today, all the award winners that are here. Well deserved. I'm lucky to be working at a great organization like the VA. It's an honor to serve those that served. I work with wonderful people, some of which are here today. I thank you for everything that you've done for me and continue to do for our veterans. That's about all I have to say. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Please join me in again honoring our Lifetime Achiever. An incredible commitment over a lifetime. Before we continue our program, there's a short message of gratitude from Dr. Bruce Vanderhoff, Director of the Ohio Department of Health.
Good morning. I'm Bruce Vanderhoff, Director of the Ohio Department of Health. To the nurses receiving these awards today, I want to say that while you are being honored, it is indeed my great honor to play a small part in this very deserving recognition. In so many ways, you are the backbone of healthcare in Ohio. You are the hands and feet, and also the heart. For it is you who so often hold the hands of the hurting, wash and cool the sick and feverish, comfort and console the distraught. You share closely in the joys and pains of each patient, and you make uncounted sacrifices to see that they receive the care and comfort they deserve. Looking over the descriptions of those being honored today, I'm humbled by the fact that You serve so many of those on the margins of society. The unhoused, those struggling with mental illness, the elderly, survivors of abuse, and many others. And although a select group of you are being honored today, I want to make it clear that I am speaking now to all nurses. All of us in healthcare have been through a lot these past several years as we've navigated through an unprecedented global pandemic. You were on the front lines of Ohio's response, and your work saved lives. But your work didn't start with the onset of COVID-19, and it didn't end, even as the virus has receded to more manageable levels. You do similar work every day. You save lives every day. And for that, please know that on behalf of the Ohio Department of Health, you have our deepest gratitude. Thank you.
We are thrilled at Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer. We're thrilled that so many of our community leaders took the time to show their gratitude to each of you today. From our mayor and our governor and Dr. Vanderhoff, very exciting. You keep our communities safe and well cared for, and their sentiments echo our own. Let's transition back to celebrating and honoring the remaining 4 members of the top nurses class of 2023. I'm going to welcome back Melissa, who has one more.
It's truly my pleasure to recognize our next winner, Dan Siebold. I've known Dan since the beginning of his nursing career, and I've been able to watch him grow from his time as a new grad on telemetry to his move to the OR and transition there into a team leader and charge nurse, and most recently as our nurse manager. Dan leads with grace, compassion, and kindness. He works with his entire team to provide flexible scheduling, supporting them in their work-life balance and their professional goals. He's always willing to listen and always willing to lend a hand, often jumping into staff and working long hours. If all of our nurse managers could be like Dan, we would be in a very good hands for the next several years. So a little bit more about Dan.
I never imagined choosing this path would lead to such a rewarding and fulfilling career. Obtaining my BSN opened doors to new opportunities and aspects of nursing I had not considered earlier in my career. Since then, I've obtained my MBA and certification in perioperative nursing, and am always looking to learn new and innovating ways to providing nursing care for our patients. As I see the next generation of nurses enter the workforce as new graduates, I see their excitement and passion for nursing. My role as a leader is to guide them to think innovatively and to use their passion and energy to think of different ways to continue to evolve the nursing profession to achieve even greater health outcomes. As nurses, we are all well aware of the current ongoing challenges in our workforce. All these things can be impacted by nurses engaging themselves in advocacy and policy development because we have the front row seats to these challenges. Ensuring our nurses have a seat at the table and a voice in policy making is critical to addressing and resolving these issues. An essential first step for nurses is to participate in the professional nursing organizations such as ANA Ohio or their specialty-based organization. It is also important for them to participate in decision-making at the departmental and hospital level, which will help them develop essential skills and experiences that will then allow them the opportunity to participate in larger scale initiatives outside of their own health system, such as local, state, and federal legislation. Using our frontline nurses to become advocates will ultimately help us to resolve some of the biggest challenges we are facing in healthcare.
Please welcome Dan to the stage.
I'm beyond honored and extremely grateful to even be considered for this award, let alone to receive a Cleveland.com Top Nurses Award. To me, this award belongs to the nurses that I've worked with from the time that I started my career at Metro Health and those that I work with every day in the operating room. They are the ones that have paved the way, leading by example for me to see what greatness looks like, providing the highest quality care for every patient, every time. As a nurse leader, I've been fortunate enough to be able to follow in some amazing footsteps. As you just heard, 16 years ago, I was hired by Melissa Klein to work in cardiac step-down. For the last 12 years, I've been able to work very closely with our director, Deb Sparks.
A little bit over a year ago, I've been able to watch Julia Mason take over and lead us into a new hospital at Metro Health. Most recently, our Vice President, Katrina Conine, has taken over, and I've been able to see our department grow so quickly. Lastly, my wife Kelly, who's held many leadership roles within the organization. Taking so much from all of them has helped me become the nurse leader that I am today for the Metro Health operating room, and without them, this award wouldn't be possible. I'm honored again to receive this wonderful award, but also know that I would not be the nurse I am today without those that have come before me. Thank you.
It truly does take a village. Our next presenter is Brittany Irwin, CRNA CAA Senior Director at Cleveland Clinic. Brittany was named Chief Nurse Anesthetist at the Department of Pediatric Anesthesiology in March of 2007. She also has served on the Advanced Practice Nursing Council for Cleveland Clinic and previously Pediatric Clinical Coordinator for the Cleveland Clinic Nurse and Anesthesia Program. That was 3 times in the same introduction, I'm sorry. Welcome, Brittany.
Good morning. It is an honor to be here and a blessing to be here as well. I'd like to present the award to Jackie Sheriffs today. Jackie Sheriffs has been an advocate for her patients and families over the last 10 years. She makes the care of the patients her #1 priority and focuses on improving their health and well-being during her shifts. She is a dedicated student in her 2nd year at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing, Case Western Reserve. She's in the CRNA program. She is completely dedicated to her studies and learning as much as possible because one day a patient's life may be in her hands and she must know everything she can. Jackie has a heart of gold, the compassion that makes her one of Northeast Ohio's top nurses. Here is her story.
So I didn't decide to become a nurse right away. Through school, I was very much into science, but I saw how nurses and healthcare played a role when my dad needed a cardiac stent. And as I went through college, I realized that nursing is the best way for me to use my love for science and my passion for caring for other people in a way that really can make a difference. My biggest hope for the next generation is that people continue to enter this profession. Nursing is a unique but wonderful profession that is really a blend of art and science. It allows you to interact with a variety of different people and see the impact that you're making in both the short term and the long term. And that is very unique. I know there are challenges that the profession is facing. I know that we will face it with grace and compassion. I just hope that when you enter this profession and you get to feel that good emotional response when you're providing great care, it makes it all worth it. So I really hope that people continue to recognize that this is one of the top professions to be in and continue to go to nursing school and become nurses and provide great care.
Congratulations, Jackie. Would you please come forward?
Hi, thank you. Just like a lot of you here, I'm nervous. I think we're used to working behind the scenes and not really being always recognized and in the forefront, but I think that's what makes this profession so wonderful, is that we don't do it for the recognition, we do it for our patients. This award provided me the opportunity to sort of reflect on my career so far, and I believe that it is the teams that I was a part of, the people that I've worked with, my colleagues, mentors that I've recognized and that have really helped show me how to be the best nurse and the best advocate is why I'm here today. I believe that every nominee could be up here just the same as me because you're all just absolutely amazing, and I'm honored to be a part of the pool that actually won the award this year. I would like to say thank you, most importantly, to my family, because there were many nights that I said, I'm staying late, can I come pick up dinner? And they had leftovers ready for me. And they've supported me throughout this process. I'd like to thank most of my colleagues, some that have become my best friends inside and outside of the hospital, and to the mentors that I've been lucky to have throughout this process. And I have an entire table sitting over there, one sitting over there, that are now part of the nurse anesthetist program at the Cleveland Clinic, that I've had the pleasure to basically watch them show me exactly what I want to be as I continue to be in this profession. And I'm very grateful to have that opportunity. So thank you for everyone for being here. Thank you for Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer for this opportunity. And thank you again.
I'd like to next welcome to the stage my friend Kia Kellum. Kia serves as the marketing director at Harvest of Ohio, a medical cannabis company. She's considered one of the original harvesters, and it has been with the company since its inception in 2018. Welcome, Kia.
Hello, everyone. I know earlier Laura mentioned that her mother was a nurse, so I have to share that my grandmother was a nurse as well, and she raised me. So I still call her every single day when I have a headache, a tummy ache, and any and everything else that you can think of. She's probably going to block my number soon. I am so excited to be here with you all today to present this next award. Maureen Sweeney is an advocate in the Northeast Ohio community, serving as a voice for those who often fall through the healthcare system cracks. Maureen leads efforts to decrease morbidity and mortality rates in those living with severe mental illness and improve their quality of life. Under her leadership, Frontline has developed an outreach-based integrated care model to provide vulnerable populations with more equitable access to health care. Maureen champions the philosophy that providers' relationship with patients is the most powerful agent of change. Maureen serves her patients with passion and dedication. Here's her story.
What made me fall in love with the profession is the unique combination of science, common sense, and heart that is central to nursing. Frontline is a community mental health center located here in Cleveland. We serve those who are struggling with severe mental illness and homelessness, and we organize holistic care for patients across what is ultimately a very fractured healthcare system. It's really important for me for team members to feel like they're connected. This work is really heavy, and it's done easier together. My biggest hope for the next generation of nursing is that as medicine continues to advance, that there's still a place for heart in the work that we do. Our systems can be data heavy with a focus on metrics and documentation, and those things are really important, but I don't want to lose the emphasis on connections to those that we serve. It is the greatest joy of a very complex job. The biggest issues I see that are facing nursing today is the lack of value placed on nursing and other traditionally female roles. Nurses are highly skilled individuals, and their focus on humanism in medicine should be valued. And at the end of the day, value is shown through appropriate compensation. I think that's key to solving our staffing crisis that has plagued nursing for a long time. I know I chose the right career path for me because even in leadership roles, you're never too far from the patients.
Without further ado, Maureen Sweeney.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. I want to take a moment to just thank my employer, Frontline Service, who works as a safety net here in Cuyahoga County for mental health. I want to thank my husband, my kids for being my place of refuge, my parents, my sister, my brother-in-law, all of whom without I could not do this work. And I also want to share a story with you from one of my favorite doctors ever. He came into work one day. He is a nursing advocate, and he said, Maureen, my neighbor went to nursing school. This is her first week, and you would not believe what happened. It's so sexist. He said,
they had her make a bed in lab. And I said, no, that's about being humble and not being above the work, and that all of these small interventions that we do on a day-to-day basis can impact how somebody feels, and skin integrity, if you just want to get real scientific about it. And by the end of our conversation, he got it, but I just wanted to thank all of my nurses in this room for not being above the small things. So thank you so much.
The honor to introduce our last honoree of the day goes to Caitlin Yeager, president of the Greater Cleveland Nurses Association. The Greater Cleveland Nurses Association is a dynamic organization whose mission is to work for the improvement of healthcare for all people in significant and visible ways, to foster high professional standards and to promote the professional development of nurses. Welcome, Caitlin.
Thank you. I'm honored to present a Top Nurse Award to Kathy Zielinski. Kathy is an integral part of the fabric at the Village of Marymount. She has woven herself through the Marymount Nursing School, Marymount Convent, and the Village at Marymount. Kathy began her career on the Marymount campus as a 15-year-old in the kitchen, eventually working her way through Marymount Nursing School. Kathy exhibits a compassionate spirit of care for each resident. She gives her entire attention and time in serving the needs of her patients. Kathy strives to make each patient comfortable and satisfied, and she has accomplished this over the last 20 years. Here's her story.
I used to work in a convent by the high school when I was in high school, and I would serve them their meals, and I got to know the patients there at the convent, and I saw how the nursing staff took good care of them, and I just became more interested in nursing. And eventually I was an STNA for 5 years and then became a nurse after that. And I just enjoyed taking care of people, helping others. But I do remember I had a dialysis patient who was always very nervous about going to dialysis, had a particular routine she had to do before she went, and she always relied on me to make sure I did her routine, and then she was calm and kind of happy going to dialysis. It's never a fun thing. I feel like that was a proud moment because I helped make her dialysis days more manageable. I think I chose the right path because I feel like I made a difference in so many people's lives just by them telling me that they miss me or wondering where I'm at when I'm not there. And there's been so many residents I've taken care of who, when they were dying, I feel like I did make them a little more comfortable and peaceful in their last moments. So I guess that's what lets me know I chose the right path.
Please join me in welcoming Kathy to the stage.
Hi, everyone. I want to thank Cleveland.com for choosing me, and Plain Dealer for choosing me for this award. I have so many amazing nurses. And to Ron Hollowell, who nominated me for the award. It's an honor to be chosen to be recognized for my work. And I am grateful for all the support and guidance I've received from my family, especially my mom, and from my family and coworkers at the Village of Marymount. I'm thankful for all my patients who I've cared for over the years, who have shaped me into the nurse I am. Thank you.
$130 nominees, 11 awardees, nearly impossible task to recognize these compassionate, inspirational individuals in our community. Thanks to each of you in the room for the commitment that you make either to our healthcare profession, the nursing profession, or to our community. Thanks from the Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer to each and every member of this audience today. We appreciate you. This morning, we gathered an amazing group of nurses to say thank you and to give them recognition that they greatly deserve and often don't hear from us. To close our program, we have a special message for our honorees from Governor DeWine.
Ohio truly is the heart of it all, including the heart of some very talented and passionate nurses. Congratulations to the individuals who are receiving special recognition today. You're taking care of our older Ohioans, our veterans, our children and adults who face trauma, our neighbors who face addiction, people with severe mental health challenges, and the sickest of the sick in healthcare facilities and in homes. And you take care of your fellow nurses as servant leaders. I applaud each of you. Thank you. Thank you for what you do each and every day. Your work is challenging. I'm sure it's very, very tough. You make it look easy. You stay positive. I love the heart you put into your work as you care for your patients. I love the compassion you give them. You certainly do make a difference. You're much more than a nurse to so many patients. You're really considered family. So on behalf of all Ohioans, thank you for your dedication to your patients and to the nursing profession in Northeast Ohio. Please know that you are appreciated. We are a stronger, better, and healthier Ohio because of you.
Before we close today's event, I want to recognize those partners that helped Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer to make today possible one last time. You saw many of them on the stage today. Metro Health, Harvest of Ohio, Tri-C, and Akron Children's Hospital. If you'll join me in thanking them. They truly are the foundation on which an event like this is built. Thank you so much for attending today's event. Thank you for keeping our community safe and cared for. We hope you had a wonderful morning. Everyone else in our room who has supported one of these nurses, the healthcare profession, or our community, thanks to each of you. Thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful day.